I sold $1 million home in Prescott, and here's what almost killed that deal: no insurance, no loan, no home. That's what the lender told my buyer a week before we were supposed to close on a $1 million house. The entire county was under stage 1 fire restrictions. A red flag wind warning had just gone up. I had a list of 12 insurance companies that had written policies before. Every single one of them said no. Here's the whole story and everything else that almost killed this deal along the way. I'm Conrad Walton at PrescottRealEstate.com, and I recently helped a couple buy a $1 million home in Prescott. The deal had more ways to blow up than any other I'd worked on in a while, and so I thought it'd be worth telling the story. The exact prices are changed to protect the innocent, but every number in this story is within $100,000 of the actual prices. We found a house that they wanted to see, so I set up a showing. House number 1. It was asking $1,400,000, overpriced according to the comps. The listing agent's comps included a home 25 miles away. I mean, that's not a comp. That's like a whole different city. I thought it was worth $1,200,000 at the most, so we offered $1,200,000. The seller, they countered at $1,375,000, which is only $25,000 off their ask. So we walked on that one. House number 2 looked amazing in the photos. Exactly the wife's style. She loved it. So it was asking $1,250,000, and we showed it, we walked it, and it looked great. Walking in, beautiful, beautiful first impressions. It was currently being used as an Airbnb. And we noticed it was perfect for an Airbnb because it had small bathrooms and no closets, lots of bedrooms, but there was zero storage. It was great for a weekend getaway, but not for full-time living. This is why you can never trust the photos. My photographer makes my listings look amazing. Everything's real, but the angles and the lighting, they just make it look better than it actually is in person. Always see a property yourself or have your agent do it for you. House 2 was not functional at all, so they had no interest in it at any price. It wasn't worth $900,000 to us, so we walked again on house number 2. Before we left, I said, there's another house down the road that I want you to see, just like from the outside. And this was house number 3. They agreed, and we drove by at sunset just to look at it from the street. The husband had seen it online already, and he'd already passed. He thought the backyard was too small, the lot was too steep, whatever. I told him he needed to see the inside. Nah, he said he'd think about it. Time passed. House number 1, the one I'd valued at $1,200,000, it sold for $1,325,000. House number 2, the one I thought wasn't worth $900,000, it sold for $1,125,000. Both buyers paid more than I thought those homes were worth. I started to second guess myself. Was the market too hot at the top and I just didn't know what was going on? Was my advice wrong? It's hard to tell exactly sometimes what the market is really doing. Okay, more time passed. And then the wife asked to see house number 3. Yes, I thought. It had a strange history. Started at $1,550,000, but then it was canceled, and then it relisted, and then it was canceled again, and then it was relisted, and it finally sat at $1,375,000. That's down $175,000 over the course of about a year. I think it was overpriced from day one, and the photos didn't help. They were not professional. They made the house look worse than it actually was. When we walked inside, the buyers loved it immediately. We spent an hour looking at everything, talking about what they would do with it. The wife went crazy. She just loved the style. I was right about that. We offered $1,250,000, which was $125,000 less than asking. Is that a little insulting? Yeah, maybe. The seller countered at $1,325,000. And we took it. We loved it. If the house had started at $1,375,000 a year ago, they probably would have sold it for $1,375,000 back then. Pricing it right from the start would have made the seller more money, but we got it for less. A signed contract isn't a done deal. It's really just the beginning. This deal, it almost died 3 times. We had inspection, and after inspection, 3 issues came back. A plumbing problem, fixed under warranty, cracked roof tiles, and that was fixed under warranty, and a leaking chimney facade. My buyer had a roofing guy that he liked, so we asked $1,000 in lieu of repair because we wanted to have our guy do it. Well, the seller, he wanted to send his own guy to fix it. And we said, no, we want our guy to do it. We'll just take care of it. Control, it's more important than cash, always. The appraisal was next, and that can easily blow up a deal. But in this case, it came in at value. Huge relief. Now, insurance. And this is where the deal almost died. Countywide Stage 1 fire restrictions, a red flag wind warning. My buyer called all 12 companies on my list, and nobody would write a policy. One agent actually laughed at him on the phone. No insurance, no loan, no home. I had to think of something, so I called real estate agents on 3 recent local sales to find out how they had gotten insurance. And they gave me 3 insurance agent referrals. One insurance agent chased down a company that agreed to write us a policy. Getting insurance was a huge win, but we're not done yet. We still have to deal with the seller stuff. He agreed during inspection to clear out everything in the shed, the garage, the yard. Weeks went by and most of it moved, but some of it didn't. I kept asking him about it. Oh, I'll get it moved, he kept saying. Never trust anybody who says, trust me. Final walkthrough, 4 days before close. A Harley Davidson, still in the garage. An SUV, still sitting in the yard. The seller asked if we were really worried about this stuff, and it's like, yes, we're very worried about it. The buyers don't want to close with all this stuff that they're going to have to take care of later. I started going by the property every day. The day before close, he tells me he was charging the motorcycle battery, hoping that it would start. I mean, come on, you had a month to do that. With a smile, I told him, if it's still here after we close, I'm going home with a new motorcycle. But by the next day, everything was gone. The buyers were happy and we were willing to close. The last thing to happen is moving the funds, and the lender isn't responding to my emails. The morning of closing, nothing. No word from the lender. No funds. I'm worried. At 10 a.m., escrow finally confirms that the money had landed. Way to take it to the last minute, lender. By 2 p.m., we recorded with the county. The deal was done. We had survived. I called my buyers to congratulate them. That's like my favorite part of the whole job. And if you want somebody to guide you and protect you through buying $1 million property, and make sure nothing blows up in your deal, I'm Conrad Walton, member of the One Lux division of Realty One Group Mountain Desert. Email me, text me, or call me. My contact info, it's right there.